Just like how Jesus taught a man to fish, be like Jesus. Teach men to fish. Teach people to fish. We're going to start with the topic of imagination. Imagination, like SpongeBob. Imagination is the source and the power to change your reality. So boom, we are created in the likeness and image of God through God's own imagination. So is this world. This entire world is created through God's imagination. So, with that being said, we as humans, because we are created in God's imagination and God's likeness, we also have our own imagination, which also grants us control and power over this world. Because we are one with God. We are like God in God's own creation, God's own image. Right? So with that being said, because we have power over this world through our own imagination, that means we can change our reality and change our circumstances. Through our own thoughts and imagination, we can change our reality because we are one with God. That brings me to my next topic, my next point, which is constant engagement. Basically, constant engagement is the act of staying present at all times, and to stay present means to constantly be aware and constantly be in the world, be in the physical instead of being in your mental. And through constant engagement, you could also activate your own imagination and make your imaginations more potent and thus making your reality changing abilities greater, right? And this is why social media and technology the world right now is just full of distractions. Everyone wants to distract you and keep you out of your imagination, keep you in your phone or something else outside of yourself, right? So with constant engagement with your environment, it's like you're always aware and looking around and seeing what can you do to make your imagination, ideas, and thoughts come to reality, right? You know what? Let me give you an example. Give an example real quick. So say you have an idea, right? You have a bunch of ideas, some good, some bad, right? The idea through constant engagement is this, right? You could have a bad idea or a good idea. And if you don't like the bad idea, you just leave it where it is and just cancel it. It's over with. And if you have a good idea, you instead of holding on to it and dwelling on it and keeping it in your head, you take it out of the astral plane, you take it out of the ethereal, your mind, your thoughts, you take it out of the non-existent realm and you put it into the physical world, even by just writing it down. You just write it down or take that first initial step that it will take for you to get that goal or get that idea or put that imagination into reality, right? You could just write it down. That's step one. My next topic is time, right? Time is the only thing in this world that we cannot get back. Meaning that also means time is the most valuable thing in this world. Meaning time is what gives people value. And value is the real currency of the world. Because if you think back in the past before people took the value out of themselves and put it into material, which is money, the dollar, value was gained through services, through trade, through presence, through serving the world, whatever that skill might have been, at that time or whatever. So that just comes down to that just brings everything back to full circle. Time is the real currency and real value of the world. So which is also brings me to why social media and all these other entities outside of yourself want to take away your time to distract you. So you not only do you forget about your imaginations, right? Which slow down your reality changing abilities because you're always distracted. Then that distraction takes away from your constant engagement from reality because you're always in your head or you're always in your phone. You're always doing something outside of that imagination or idea that you had that would change your reality, right? It takes you off of constant engagement. Now you're in your head. Now you're stagnant. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and that decreases your value. All right, it decreases your time, decreases your value, and decreases your currency because you're not doing what you need to do with your imaginations, which would change your environment and change your reality, And then it's not putting you in the present, it's taking you out of the present, which also decreases your value, your time, and your currency. Because you know what they say about time too? They also say that a man who does 1,000 hours of something is a master, or 10,000 hours or something like that is a master of something. And when you become a master, that means you're able to teach others, right? So that that alone already tells you the value of being of time management, right? The fact that you could put time into something, learn it, master it, and then teach it to others. That's what the whole point of serving is. That's the whole point of knowledge and gaining and wisdom and just life in general, is to grow, learn, and teach others so they can grow and learn. Put the time in on whatever your passions are, learn it, master it, teach it to others. And that will raise your value, which will raise your currency and will put you in constant engagement with the environment because you're always present, because someone is always going to need your help and need your guidance, right? And then that is going to limit the distractions because your imagination is going to expand, because now you already experienced the idea and the thought taking hold. Now it can expand. You can make your imaginations greater and broader. Now, instead of imagining teaching 10 people, now you're imagining teaching 100 people. Then you're imagining teaching 1,000 people. Then you're imagining teaching 1,000,000 people, because that's how God's math works. God's math is exponential, right? Human math is subtraction and addition, because you have to subtract things from your life, from your physical, mental, and spiritual being, so you can grow and elevate. That's where the subtraction comes in, because through subtracting the negatives and things you don't need, God is able to add onto you the things that will get you to where you want to be through your imagination. You get what I'm saying? It's all one big scheme. We're all in the same diaspora of just, you know what I mean? Sometimes I don't even know what I mean, so I get it if you don't. Anyway, yeah, so basically, long story short, keep imagining, keep thinking about those thoughts, good and bad. Good thoughts, keep them, hold on to them. Instead of dwelling on them, put them into the world. Take them out of your head and put them into the reality that you're in right now, your physical reality. You can write it down, take that first initial step, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes to get that ball rolling, just do it. Then, once you have constant engagement, acts of just taking yourself and putting yourself in your present moment right now through your five senses, which also help you to manifest and not manifest, also help you to direct your reality and direct your actions in your reality through your five senses. Use those same five senses to keep you in constant engagement with the world around you, right? And through that constant engagement, you are able to not only increase your value and currency, but you're also to make you can also make the most value of your time on this earth, right? And I also want to leave you guys with this quote here. 1 Thessalonians 5:17, pray without ceasing. That quote right there is a direct correlation with constant engagement, because to pray without ceasing, to pray constantly for the best possible outcome at all possible times, you have to be constantly present. You have to be there mentally to even realize when you're not thinking about your imagination and the fulfillment of your goals and dreams. That takes presence as well. Through the act of praying without ceasing, you are engaging in the environment constantly, fortifying your imagination to make your dreams more potent, and boosting your value, currency, and time on this earth. All right? It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's the greatest thing ever. People get tired, or they get lazy, or they feel like it's taking too long. But that is the point of it. The point of life is not the destination, but the journey. Because through the journey, that is where the growth happens. Just like we're working out. The growth happens when you're resting. Just like in life, the growth happens when you're getting to the goal, not when you get to the goal. When you're on your way to the goal, that's when the growing and change happens. Just like every hero movie, every Damn near every action movie, the hero always goes through a point of struggle, a point of a trial of tribulation. And through that trial and tribulation, he gains new friends, new abilities, new ideas, new sense of being. And that's when the growth is the most valuable. Through the journey, not at the destination. I think that's it for today. I think I got my point across. Like I said before, stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned because more is coming and it's going to be deeper and more valuable. Because life is about giving value to the world. And it feels good. It feels amazing. Everybody should do it. Everyone should try it. Matter of fact, turn this video off right now and do 30 push-ups. Yeah.